Hi guys, so the book that I read this week was The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. There was two quotes that I felt helped me really understand the story. And the first one was, I'll never forget, I'll never give up, I'll never be quiet, I promise. And that really helped me understand that in this book it really shows that if you want to make change, you can't forget what happened before you, in order to ensure that you don't allow the same things to occur. The other quote was, your voices matter, your dreams matter, your lives matter, be the rose that grows in the concrete. And I really felt that helped me understand the overall theme of that everyone's lives matter, everyone's dreams matter, everyone should be able to do what they want. And that to be able to get this to that point, you need to push past the troubles you have in your lives and really be willing to fight to make this change. So I think adolescents would definitely enjoy this book. The main character Star is in high school herself, and I think they'd really be able to connect to a character that is the same age as them. I also think they'd be able to really relate to the struggle that she has with figuring out her identity and who she is, even though they don't really deal with with it to the extent that Star does, since she's really kind of living two different lives. The life that she lives in her neighborhood at home, and then the life she lives at the school she goes to. So this book does bring up some really controversial and tough topics. It brings up race, police brutality, poverty, and crime. The poverty and the crime come up because Star lives in a neighborhood that is very poor, mostly black. So she's experienced poverty herself at points. She sees her neighbors struggling. She sees crime throughout her life, as many of the residents kind of turn to crime to kind of try and better their lives, though it doesn't always work out that way. The race comes up because Star is very aware of the differences in race, because she sees what it's like at home where she lives, and then what it's like at the school she goes to, which is a prep school in a rich, mostly white neighborhood. Um, so, as always, when reading books that bring up controversial topics, we do want to discuss it with our students in a manner that they'd be able to understand and learn from, because ultimately we want our students to understand this, even if it's not something they personally experience, because that's just going to be make them more empathetic towards other people. So this week's theme was searching for identity. We definitely saw that book in ourselves. There was also the theme throughout of wanting change. Star really starts to realize that how it is with the police, how it is with the crime. It doesn't really need to be this way, and she starts wanting to fight for change. So as I said before, the theme of searching for one's identity is very clear in this book, due to the fact that Star lives in a mostly poor, mostly black neighborhood, but goes to school in a school that is mostly white, rich students. She really struggles with figuring out who she is, because she's constantly changing how she acts depending on who she's with and where she is. So she never really feels like she's being her true, authentic self, because while she might be her more authentic self at home, she does not act that way at school. She acts completely different. So you see that a lot. So some assessment ways that I would assess students' reading comprehensions with this book is I could have them do a book report. I could also have them write an interview where they come up with questions that they would ask the character they pick and then answer it as if they're the character. Also connecting back to the prior assessment assignment that we did. I think having students do the lyric assignment would also be really beneficial for this book because it would really show that they understand it, and I think they would enjoy that. Okay.